This time at the Quick Speed Shop, let's try to put the front end back together on the Model A Doodlebug. I've been monkeying around with this a little bit. I got the radiator on, just set on here. I'm just setting the hood on to see what's going on. I'm going to use this hood, even though it's nasty. It'll clean up pretty decent because the original hood had flames on it, and I want to save that for a wall hanger. And I just realized that the original hood, when they had it, they just had it screwed right to the sheet metal here, and only one side opened and all that. So I'm gonna try and make it open original. I got this hood top here, which is a little rough, but it'll work. So we'll set that aside for now. So what I did is I set the radiator on. I put the upper radiator hoses on here. Hold on a second. Let me bring you around so you can see what's up. So I just been mocking this up together here. I got some brand new Model A radiator hoses. I got the prop rods here, and I've had an issue where I can't remember if this radiator was leaned ahead or I know the hood was overhanging the cowl, so something's not right here. And also the grill shell doesn't fit where it's supposed to bolt onto here. They had some tabs made. So I got looking, and I wonder if this is a 32 Ford Model B, which should be 4-cylinder radiator, which has got a little bit different mount here, I think, and explains why that doesn't fit. Because I'm having issues where the hood gap is too short up here, and these rods are too long unless I lean the radiator way ahead. I tried adjusting the cowl down here with the feet, but it picked it up too high, and I took the angle iron arm brackets off here because when I redid the cowl, it actually goes like this. When I redid the cowl mounts, the thing was way up in the air and everything was all sprung. So I took those off for now. I might have to cut them and tweak them and refit them here. But I think that might be a 32 radiator. And I just happen to have a 32 commercial grill shell that's going on my Model A hot rod truck project. I'm going to bring that over here and see if it lines up better. And that'll tell me if that's a 32 radiator. But I have another Model A radiator that I'm going to swap on here. It's in better shape than this. It's an aftermarket one from back in the day. And this one looks like it might leak a little bit, so I'm going to swap radiators anyway. But let me see if this is a 32 grill shell. Hold on, don't go nowhere. This is my 32 Ford commercial grill shell. It was off a Worthington tractor, which Worthington was a conversion company where they used Model A and 32 up to 34 Fords, and they built tractors, pretty much Doodlebugs out of them. And they used them on golf courses to pull mowers and stuff. I pulled this grill shell out of the junkyard, and unfortunately it laid upside down in the mud and rounded the top off it, but the bottom's mint, which is pretty good for 32 grill shells. But I have pieces to fix this, so I'm going to straighten it out, and I'm going to run this on my Model A hot rod truck. But let me set it on this radiator and see if these mounting holes for the grill shell line up any better than they do for the Model A one. So take this off. Yoink. Yoink this on here. Aha! Looks like the top hole would be close. Looks like the top holes would be close, but the bottom hole doesn't go, and actually doesn't. Might fit, I don't know. Well, anyways, this radiator's coming off, and I'm going to try the other one. So let me put this back, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's liberate this radiator here. Bam! Oh, it's awful heavy, like it feels like I have a lot of sediment in it. And also the coolant overflow tube is broke off here, which probably wouldn't be too big of a deal, but it's been patched here. The fan kind of got into it here. It might be leaking up here, and it might be leaking down on the other side, so I'm going to try the better radiator and see what happens. Here's an aftermarket radiator. I bought a Hershey. The car must have had just straight water in it because it's rusty water on the inside. What's going on here? Is that cracked? Son of a gun, this water neck is cracked here. Huh. I'll have to solder that up. It's cracked. That's where the water was coming out right there. Son of a gun. What's this spot here? That's just where it ran down. Yes, this neck is cracked here. I'll have to wire wheel that and solder it up. But this is an aftermarket radiator. It's got a little smash action in it here and there, but I think it's not quite sure the other radiator is Model A or not. This one's definitely 3031 Model A, which we got here. So I'm going to go ahead and set this down on here. Set this guy up on here and see what it looks like. Yeah, that lines up good there. These tabs here mount where this mounts up here. They line up, and the bottom ones line up. So at least the grill shell fits the radiator good now. So that fits a lot better. The other radiator, like I said, I think is a 32 Ford Model B radiator. But now we got a Model A radiator that fits correctly. I'll be able to put the hood on, have that be correct. So this will look good. Here I'll just have to solder this joint up. I found a better grill shell that was in better shape than the one that was on the Doodlebug originally. I had one hanging on the wall, so I'll put that on. But now with the radiator, I'll tighten down the radiator here feet and hook up the coolant lines, and we can go ahead and put some coolant in this. So next time it runs, it won't be boiling the coolant that was in the head, and it should work good. So I'm going to go ahead and just get a rough eyeball, get my hood rods tightened down, get this mounted up where it's got to be. I'm only running the hood top, I'm not running sides, so it doesn't really need to be squared up too good. If you had the 4-piece hood, it's a lot of fitting and finagling to get this thing to go where it's got to go. But for the Doodlebug baking around in the yard, it's going to be good enough. So I'll get this thing re-cinched down, and then we'll think about putting the hood on. I think this is a 31 hood top because the hinge is broken off on this side, and the 31 cars had the fuel shut off underneath the hood here instead of underneath the cowl. So I think this is a 31 hood being snapped off here. You would have had to open it and close it every time to shut the fuel off. But it's kind of wrinkled up. I spent some time beating and banging on it. It was caved in pretty bad over here on this side, and it's got a bunch of little dings and dangs on it, but it's going to be good enough for this. I've got a couple hoods that are in better shape, but I want to save those for car projects. So it's just, since this thing's just going to be banging around the yard, this hood will be good enough. I'm going to get the DA out. I'm going to sand it all down to bare metal real nice, and see what it looks like from there. But you can see here I've got the grill shell on. I found a better 30 grill shell. The one that was on the Doodlebug was missing the Ford emblem, and it was banged up here and stuff. I bought this one at the swap meet and just had it hanging on the wall. Everything's fit up nice. It's actually full of antifreeze right now. I've got to take the water neck off and fix a little leak there, but other than that, it's holding water real good. I got it kind of dialed in here with the hood in terms of fitment. I've got to go out on one of my junkyard cowls out back and pull the rear latch, or the rear hinge mount for this hood. I got to go pull off a cowl out in the backyard so I can lay that down. But you'll see the hood will go, it'll open up like this, and we'll be on our way here to cover this up. I'll paint this green too. It's going to be wonky because it'll take 6 months and a day to straighten this thing out, flatten it out. I'm not really worried about it for this Doodlebug. I'll smooth it out the best I can. What I'm going to do is get the DA out and DA this thing all down to bare metal and see if I can straighten it out a little bit more and go from there. Well, it's not coming out too bad down here. It's pretty smooth. The 80 grit's taking it down nice. These spots of rust here, all these blotches of rust, I think I'm going to take some Evapo rust eater, and I can soak it in rags and lay it on here and leave it sit for a few hours, and it should eat a lot of the rust out of these pits and help clean that up a little bit. But it's not bad. It's pretty smooth. I'm going to keep grinding on her. Alright, so I got it DA'd down here nice and smooth. I got to do some sanding in here by hand to get around the hinge. But the passenger side of the hood is mint. There's only like a high spot here and a high spot here, and a couple of dings in the front. The rest of it's pretty smooth. The driver's side's wrinkled up, kind of a lot worse. It's got a lot of damage in the front here. It's got a crease here. It's got a high spot crease here, another crease here, and then a bunch of little damage here, and then a low spot in the center. So I'm going to hammer and dolly it out the best I can. But like I said before, I'm going to get the not Exo, I'm going to get the, what do you call it, Evapor Rust out and soak some rags and let it sit on all these rusted spots and see if it'll eat some of the rust out of these pits. And go from there. The best thing to do would be to sandblast this hood, but my blaster is not running right now and it's wintertime. It's going to be wavy and wonky when it's done, but that's okay because it's on the Doodlebug and not a show car. Alright, so with everything shaping up good, I've got the hood down in the basement. I got some Evapor Rust. I'm trying to eat the rust out of the pits on it. So I'm going to move on to a couple other things in this project, but that's going to be next time. In the meantime, why don't I put a circle pink over there? Go ahead and hit that to subscribe. I'm putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So tell your friends, hit the bell for the alerts. And as always, we'll see you again at the Quick Speed Shop.